bowl as well as the Australians have, if they remember to keep it up. I think the Australians will drive more balls than we've seen the Indians drive. That's the first of them to go. Jaiswal caught in the gully, going quite hard at it. And then the angle doing for Devdutt Padikkal, then Virat Kohli. Really, that's a ball you've got to be leaving alone if you can. Nice angles used by Mitchell Starc all day. Long review period, and KL Rahul furious at being given out. And then just a good ball holding its line from Mitchell Marsh. And uncertainty around off stump. The point being that Australia make you play at a lot of balls. And that gives you many more chances of taking wickets, simple as that.
Yes, they bowled really well. They have really bowled well. They've hardly ever given you scoreable ball. So clearly I think Australia taking great advantage of the surface today. There's been a fair bit of grass on it, so clearly the ball was going to be doing something. And although it was a brave decision, because, you know, if you're a fast bowler and a captain, you look at the surface and you say, I want to bowl first.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. 82 for 6.
Big games, big players.
Light camera auction.
1325, 18 crore, 20 crore and 50 lakh sold.
तुम हमें अच्छे लगते हो।
हमारा जवाब ना है।
गलती हमारी नहीं थी, यही हमारे पीछे पड़ा था।
तुमने प्यार में मेरा जुनून देखा था, अब नफरत में मेरा पागलपन देखोगी।
As the graphic tells you, Mitchell Starc has bowled very well today. Figures of 8 overs, 2 for 10. I gave the bowler of the morning to Josh Hazlewood, actually, but Starc was very good alongside him. He didn't get dramatic amounts of in-swing, but what he did was he got a hint of in-swing that then made the ball that goes across you as a right-hander much more difficult to play. And you tend to commit to play it because of the previous one swinging in. This game is so much about angles, understanding angles. Batsmen have got to line themselves up properly so that angles don't compromise them. Mitchell Starc's got very close to the stumps today, as close as I've ever seen him. His last stride has almost to move in towards the stumps, allowing him to release the ball from wicket to wicket.
This team has taken some bold calls. First with their combination, picking Nitish Reddy to bat at number 8. He can bowl a bit of medium pace, so a little bit of backup for Harshit Rana, Jasprit Bumrah, the skipper himself, and Mohammad Siraj Harshit Rana, newcomer making his debut, maybe because the Australians have not seen him at all.
You also got to feel for a lot of these batters. Indian fans know this is almost like a team in transition. Rohit Sharma, the senior experienced batter, unavailable. Shubman Gill in form, young batter, not available. Virat Kohli, one of the greats of Indian cricket, out of form. So not that the Indian fans were expecting India to get 300 runs batting first. The fact of the matter is a lot of these young batters are learning on the job, and that is something that's very real in today's Test cricket, where all the mistakes that you would make in all those warm-up matches before the first Test match started are now being made, obviously, in the match itself, in the test match itself. For young players going on a tour to Australia where the conditions are so different and not getting enough actual serious kind of match practice just compounds their problems. So just can't be too critical of the younger players. I can understand guys who've been there 2 or 3 times, but the young lot are just learning on the job, and it's a tough lesson.
Yeah, Sanjay, it's an interesting point, and I think that the person who's been missing today, because actually Rohit's record in Australia isn't spectacularly good, and I think Cheteshwar Pujara is the obvious miss for India today and would allow the others to play around him.
There's Rishabh Pant for you, Mark.
I'm not saying... Yeah, well, great thing about Rishabh Pant is he isn't going to die wondering, is he?
No way.
But do you hear my point about Cheteshwar Pujara? I'm not saying that it's a bad selection or anything like that, just that he's exactly the sort of player you can play around. 83 for 6.
Wade.
You've been chosen for a higher purpose.
To be a hero among heroes.
You mind putting your mask back on? It's super hard to eat while I'm wearing it. It's super hard to eat when you're not. I am Marvel Jesus. You really are God's perfect idiot, aren't you?
The answer is yes.
गलती हमारी नहीं थी, यही हमारे पीछे पड़ा था।
तुमने प्यार में मेरा जुनून देखा था, अब नफरत में मेरा पागलपन देखोगी।
Nathan Lyon back into the attack in place of Mark. Ryan, just a couple of overs before lunch, got one ball to bounce quite alarmingly, but otherwise not a great deal happened. So the challenge here is whether these guys take him on. A lot